All right, so CES 2020 is still ongoing, and while they are not talking about console-related news, you'll see a banner up above my head if you're curious what I'm talking about there. They are talking about some gaming hardware this week. Specifically, Elgato came on stage to announce the 4K 60S Plus console capturing device. Okay. If you're like me and you want to record game footage right now, it is incredibly difficult to do so. Not so much in the sense that it's hard, it's more cumbersome and time consuming, and it's not always worth the trouble that you put into it. You could do it natively on your PlayStation 4 or your Xbox One with built-in recording capability. The PlayStation definitely excels, in my opinion, on the Xbox because you can record a lot more footage. The Xbox only allows you to record small bursts. You could either do it that way, or you could take the gamble and stream everything online, which is what I do a lot of on my YouTube Let's Plays, where you could then pull it down and edit it that way. If you want to put it on Twitch or on Mixer, you can do that as well and also pull it down and edit it on your computer. Or you can get an Elgato. Now, I have an older Elgato. My Elgato plugs in very similar to most of them. It breaks the HDR signal, or I'm sorry, the HDMI signal from the console to the television. And on my particular unit, I have a small USB cable that runs from the Elgato unit to a separate computer or laptop to be recorded. And that is how you do all your recordings on that laptop. Now, I don't have a typical gaming setup for most people. I have a dedicated office where I have the PC, and then upstairs in my game room is where I have all of my consoles. So for me to take my computer and carry it upstairs and plug in a monitor to see what I'm doing and to set up recording that way just is not feasible for me. I have a small gaming laptop that I utilize from time to time that does the job pretty well, but I have to set it down on the ground. When I built that game entertainment, like that console, that center, it wasn't meant for any kind of external recordings like that. So it's just not a very clean presentation to me when I'm playing the game. That is where this unit comes in, and I think this is a really, really cool idea. I have some reservations on the price. So what is the Elgato 4K 60S Plus? Well, that's really the one-stop shop game capture device. That's going to allow you to record all of your game footage in 4K. That is going to allow you to pass through and record on HDR signals. And it's going to do everything without any external connection with a memory card that can be removed and plugged into other computers to actually do your editing of your software, of your files on software for 7 hours. The cool thing is there's no external hardware required outside this box. Just like all the other Elgatos, you're going to plug your HDMI into this box. You're going to plug this HDMI into your television. And unlike having another USB cable that plugs into an external capture card or into a laptop or whatever, this is just going to record everything on that built-in memory card. You could pop the memory card out, then take it to any computer you want, plug it in, and do all of your editing there, which is a really, really, really nice and very simple, effective solution. Why it took this long for Elgato to figure this out is really beyond me. There's been a lot of problems with older capture cards that don't necessarily support the resolution you want. I'm speaking specifically to 4K. A lot of them do not have HDR pass-through, so you're losing your HDR signal. There are a lot of problems with these in the past, and there are other capture cards as well that have attempted to solve this problem, but really all of them always result on you recording on a separate PC, and that, to me, that connection is where it really loses its efficiency. Now, if you were sitting at a desk all day and you had your computer right next to your gaming console, well, you're probably using a much older solution and you're very, very happy with it. A lot of people, myself included, and that's why I'm doing this video, have a nice formal game room with a nice comfy couch, and they don't necessarily use that for PC gaming. So that is where this product comes into play, and it was announced at CES just this week. There is a small caveat. This thing is ridiculously expensive. I've seen the MSRP as much as $400 US. Now, will that price point actually stick? It remains to be seen. It is currently not available anywhere. They're going to be rolling it out very, very soon. So it will be available on Amazon. It'll be available at Best Buy, pretty much anywhere you want. Elgato has a store if you prefer to buy through them directly. But I thought I would just run you through a little bit so you can kind of see what it looks like. So it's very, very simple. They're showing you a picture of a PlayStation controller. You can see how small this thing is. It would look phenomenal on a gaming shelf. And there you have your very, very simple inputs. You have a power, and then you have HDMI in, and you have HDMI out, and then you have this memory card that you slide in. When you're done recording, you pull it out, you plug it into any other device, and you have all of your game files recorded right there. Now, they really are branding this as like a touring device, saying that it's easy to go to meetups and capture, all these kinds of things. I don't know how much people are going to be using that. To me, this is really a much more convenient solution on my day-to-day recording. But the nice thing is, if you are in the press side and you're going to a lot of game reviews where they allow you to record your own footage, this would be phenomenal just to go ahead and plug it in line. For most laymen, myself included, who are not invited to these ridiculously amazing press events, that's not going to be happening anytime soon. Additionally, since this thing doesn't have any capability for voiceover, like the old Elgatos do, where since it's on a PC, you have this Elgato Capture Center where you can actually plug in an external microphone and talk over your footage and stream directly from your box. I don't know how effective that is going to be because you're basically just recording raw data. You're going to have to go back and edit the file down to what you want and produce your own cuts and edits and everything over the top, which you may do anyways, but just keep that in mind that a solution like this isn't really that one-stop streaming solution where you're just going to record live and go. You're going to actually have to just get the raw data and manipulate it later on. That's why I feel like maybe for press this doesn't make a whole lot of sense. They have all this great fancy new next-gen encoding. It's supposed to be a really pretty picture. It's lagless, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I was told that my old capture card was lagless and true pass-through, zero lag pass-through. It's not. And it does get worse over time to where you're getting delays of upwards of 4 to 5 seconds, which is why the voiceover feature for me was never that great because it always gets out of sync and it never works properly. So I am not a big fan of that personally. But if you feel like you can play a game through this, I say go ahead and give it a try. I know there's going to be some latency, even if it's a small amount in the hundreds of milliseconds or lower, you're going to notice it because everyone notices that kind of latency, particularly if you're a performance gamer and you're spending this kind of dough on it anyway. And as I mentioned here, you can see there's all different kinds of plugins and apps to work very great. It's seamless. It works with OBS. It works with their existing software. And off you go. You just basically put it in and hit go. Now, the big drawback here, as I mentioned, was the price at that $400 price point. Seems a bit steep. I was hoping for something around the $200 range. I think that's much more of a good entry point for most novice YouTubers, myself included, who are looking to elevate our YouTube experience with getting some nicer quality recordings. All of my recordings are uploaded directly from my PlayStation to YouTube with my voiceover right there. They don't have any fancy editing to them. You can tell sometimes when my internet connection is not perfect and it dips and you'll get some granularity or some artifacting in my uploaded video. But that's okay. I mean, it's a novice channel. I'm sure if I got more into this and I really wanted to dedicate a lot of time to this recording and doing high quality walkthroughs and stuff, this is the kind of stuff that you would probably want to do in a more conventional approach. That said, you could, if you want to move your console next to your PC and have a bunch of cables everywhere, obviously a lot of people are doing that now. But I think the nice thing about this is it's kind of an in-between solution. And not only that, but it also makes it easy, very simple point of entry. It's just that price point is just a bit steep. I'll be curious to see now that this product comes out if some of their other products that are a little bit older. This is the one I have right now. I have the HD60S Plus. That's what I currently have right now. I'll be curious to see if some of these kind of drop down in price, maybe making these a little more realistic as a good entry point. The capture business is definitely not a cheap industry to get into. And you're going to find that you're going to spend a lot of time playing gameplay to get 5, 10, 15 seconds of really crisp, clear recording. And by the time you plug everything in and you basically tear apart your entertainment center to do so, it's not always worth it. So keep that in mind. But anyways, I've rambled on enough. I want to hear from you guys. Leave a comment below. Let me know how excited you are for this product. Let me know if it's something that is going to make your day-to-day recordings more fun, or you like me and you've just reverted to the fact that, well, YouTube uploading and streaming on Twitch and downloading it that way, it's good enough for what I want. So leave a comment below. Let me know your thoughts on that. If there's any other good CES news, I will be reporting on that. There is something I want to talk about a little bit later regarding some arcade cabinet stuff, but I'm going to try to stick to one video a day. So with that, I want to thank you guys so much for watching. Take care of yourselves, and until next time, I will see you guys on the other side.